Good morning. I'm Carolyn with As I See It. So this morning I just wanted to shoot a quick video because I have two corrections that I want to make. One is about something that I made a huge leap. So easy to do as a human about something that Tucker Carlson said. And the second is the response email that I got from the viewer who sent me the Tucker Carlson video. I made a huge leap there as well that may not have been completely accurate. This happens. We're human. And first of all, let's say I want to make a correction. Tucker Carlson did not say that Houston is a border city. That was a leap that I made. And what I should have said in the video is that a border state. I should have used the term border state rather than border city. Tucker Carlson, in the same breath, said Houston is seeing all these issues because Texas is on hundreds of miles of border. And honestly, my ignorance, I did not know Houston was so far away from the border. I knew it wasn't on the border. I thought it was within 100 miles. So that's my own ignorance. I haven't spent a lot of time in Texas. I did not know. Actually, it's 396 miles. I looked it up from the border. So what Tucker Carlson said is Houston is seeing all these problems because Texas is on so many miles of Mexican border. He did not say that Houston is a border city. So he says a lot of stupid things, but that was my stupid thing. So in my examples of cities like Chicago and New York that have a lot of crime, what I should have said is they are not border states, not border cities. So I just wanted to make that clarification. You know, nearly every news source that I use, every news source that I watch, every news media that I watch, that I read, has at some point in time had to clarify something that they've said or even retract something they said because later they find out that they were mistaken or they misspoke. And, that's normal. That's human. We can't always get everything right. My goal here is to do the research and bring as much fact to you as I can, but I don't script every single thing I say, and sometimes I might make a mistake. And when I do, I'll let you know either in comments or like this in a video and say, hey, you know what? I screwed up. I'm sorry. But I do want to be fair and honest and factual here. And so I wanted to issue this and let you know that that was my mistake. I misspoke in that. And but I can't do this without asking any Fox News viewers, and especially Tucker Carlson, how many times have you heard them retract or correct something that they have said? You can only correct something that you have said when you're dealing with facts, right? I don't know that you can correct an opinion. Opinion is an opinion. A fact is a fact, right? So that's something else to think about. If you have never heard your news source or seen your news source make a correction or retract something that was inaccurate, it's because they're not dealing in facts. We're all going to get facts wrong eventually. I mean, we're human beings. We're going to get facts wrong. So that's just something else to think about. How often do you, and I'm not saying that, MSNBC or BBC or NPR or CNN are issuing retractions and corrections every single day. They're not. But I can recall times that they have. Can you recall times that Fox News has? Something to think about. The second thing that I think I may have misinterpreted is the email that I got from Eva. Her response, so I emailed her separately because I wasn't sure she watches this channel, and I emailed her separately and the link to the video that I made yesterday, and she thanked me. And what she said is she likes to get all sides. She likes to hear all sides. I erroneously, maybe not, thought that because I get it a lot. I get thousands of comments and emails every week. And many of those are people, look at the comments on yesterday's video, who spout Fox News talking points because that's all they hear. And I erroneously thought that that was what I was getting from Eva. Her email was very thankful. In fact, let me read it to you. So thank you for taking the time to dissect and analyze this issue. I truly appreciate it. I think your understanding is spot on. I did not expect that. I regularly seek different views to sort out some sense of truth on matters that crop up in our world. I can't tell you how many folks I know who refuse to engage in any intelligent conversation as you have done. I hope you may consider doing more of this sort of analysis on other topics in future videos. You seem to have the know-how on doing the key research. Thank you again. Not at all the response I expected. And this is why I do this. We're all so angry. We're all so wound up. Your fake news, their fake news, so Fox viewers think MSNBC is fake news. MSNBC viewers think Fox News is fake news. Fake news. We're constantly fighting amongst ourselves. Why do I do this? Because I've become a much better communicator in the 5 years since I have been on YouTube, because I realized, I learned, I didn't even realize in the beginning how divisive some of my rhetoric was, some of the terms that I use. Language matters. I remember the first time I went down to the South. I went into a grocery store in Mississippi. Me being a California person who lived in a bubble, I eat tofu. I went into this tiny store in the middle of nowhere looking for tofu, and the store smelled like cigarettes. They used to smoke inside that store. And I got back in the parking lot and I talked about it. I talked about it in a tone that was insulting. Didn't see it at the time. I thought I was just being factual. Oh, look at this. I went into a grocery store in Mississippi and oh, how quaint. But no, I look back on that video now and I kind of cringe. I was being judgmental. I was oozing judgment. And especially, okay, you know what? That may not be completely fair. People also ooze judgment about people from California. So there may have been a little bit of that. I don't know that I completely, one person said, oh, the look on your face. Really? You don't know me well enough to know the looks on my face. The point is, we can all get very heated and defensive about the things that we care about. I think the one thing that we have forgotten is that we are all Americans. We all love our country, and we all want is best for our country. But when we all live in our own silos of news and information, we tend to forget that. And my goal always, even by sharing political stuff on my other channel, my goal is to maybe crack that a little bit. I'm a liberal who isn't anti-gun. I'm a liberal who has some very libertarian views on laws and Big Brother. And that shocks a lot of people. And that's why I share a lot of my views, because we're all very complex human beings. We have different ideas. Sometimes we might even contradict ourselves in our beliefs. Like I said, we're complex, we're multi-layered, we are full of contradictions sometimes. And my hope always has been that if I show that I'm not a big boogeyman, liberal, socialist, communist who wants to take all your money away and give it to homeless people who refuse to get a job, that if I show that maybe it'll just put a crack. It'll start to cast a shadow on some of the beliefs that you're consuming every single day on your news channels. That has been my hope. It's backfired. I'm gonna be honest. It's backfired more than it has succeeded. No matter, people just want to see what they want to see. And they hear that I went to Berkeley, they see the hat, and they don't hear anything else. Oh, you're a libtard, Berkeley, communist. You've been brainwashed by the liberal elite institutions. But sometimes I do get through. Sometimes I do. And when I got that email from Eva, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do the research and I'm going to email her. And I was like, you know what, this will make a great video. And maybe, I got a leadership scholarship the first year I was at Berkeley from the Alumni Association. And one of the things they asked me is, why are you a leader? And I had to think about that for a while. And then I realized I'm a leader because I lead by example, just through the way I live my life honestly and trying always to do better, to be better. I lead by example. And that's why I share so much of myself and these political videos, and why I decided to share my research with you, because I have learned how to become a better communicator. So I'm hoping that through a common sense, more level, less judgmental approach, maybe I can start to seep into their shadows, right? Create a shadow of a doubt, create just a spark, or create just a ray of light, or a crack in that armor, that crack in that silo of fake news that they're consuming. So I hope that made sense, and thank you so much for watching. I've got more coming. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see y'all soon. Have a great Sunday.